Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order. You please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'm going to do roll call of our holdover members. Mr. Caligiuri.
Here.
Mr. Devine.
Here.
Mr. Hill.
Here.
Mrs. Stepnick. Here. Ms. Wetmore.
Here.
Okay. The reorganization meeting for Plum Borough School District Board of School Directors is a time where it's an annual occurrence. The meeting is to officially organize the board for the coming year by electing a permanent president and vice president. The first order of business is to elect from the holdover members, by the holdover members, a president pro tempore, which is a temporary president, to chair the recognition or the reorganization meeting. May I have nominations for temporary president from our holdover members?
I nominate Mr. Devine.
Second.
Are there any other nominations at this time? Seeing no further nominations and that there are no objections, I will declare the nominations closed. We will vote by voice roll call, with each holdover member stating the nominee of their choice, so that when I call their roll, I will record each person's vote. Being that there is only one person nominated, is there anybody that would not move Mr. Devine forward as a temporary president? Right, that's a unanimous yes from our 5 holdover members. Mr. Devine, the meeting is now yours as temporary president.
Thank you. All right, the board secretary will read the certificates of election for newly elected board members.
I'll call you up one at a time and read your certificate of election. I ask that you stand after we're finished at the podium so that when we are completed with the certificates of election, Judge Erbst will be doing your oath of office. Devin Adams. We, the undersigned, constituting the return board of the County of Allegheny, do hereby certify that at the election held on the second day of November 2021, Devin P. Adams was duly elected to the office of School Director, Plum, in the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Witness our hands and seals on this 22nd day of November 2021. Mr. Adams. Dr. Angela Anderson. We, the undersigned, constituting the return board of the County of Allegheny, do hereby certify that at the election held on the second day of November 2021, Angela Anderson was duly elected to the office of School Director, Plum, in the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Witness our hand and seal on this 22nd day of November 2021. Congratulations, Dr. Anderson. Megan Chedrowitz. We, the undersigned, constituting the return board of the County of Allegheny, do hereby certify that at the election held on the second day of November 2021, Megan Chedrowitz was duly elected to the office of School Director, Plum, in the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Witness our hands and seal on this 22nd day of November 2021. Congratulations, Ms. Chedrowitz. Ronald Sokolsky. We, the undersigned, constituting the return board of the County of Allegheny, do hereby certify that at the election held on the 2nd day of November 2021, Ronald Sokolsky was duly elected to the office of School Director, Plum, in the County of Allegheny, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Witness our hands and seal on this 22nd day of November 2021. Congratulations, Mr. Sokolsky.
Thank you.
Judge Erbst, if you would, please.
Okay, if you'd raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and Constitution of this Commonwealth, and I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Have your nameplate, if you'd like to receive your nameplate, and then we'll take a place at the table, please. Congratulations. Mr. Devine.
Congratulations to our new members and to our returning member. You all have attached to the agenda a list of all the qualified legally elected members of the Board of School Directors for the new year now beginning. Does anyone see any errors or inaccuracies in the list? Does anyone desire that the list be read aloud? Our board policy number 005 states that the election of an officer requires the winning candidate to receive a majority of all votes cast by those present in voting. Since there are 9 members present, 5 votes are necessary to win. If everyone present casts a vote, our policy also states that if no one receives sufficient votes on the first ballot, a runoff vote will be held between the 2 candidates who received the most votes in the first ballot. Are there any questions on the procedure? I will now open the floor to nominations for the office of Vice President.
Mr. Devine, I'd just like to make a point of order. Historically and traditionally, this board has always done election of president and then vice president. I don't like changing of the order and the reasons in which I believe that they happen. I would just ask in the future we continue following tradition.
Thank you.
Actually, I'd like to second that if possible, even if this evening if we can reconsider. I know it's brought to me as a way to maybe potentially make us feel a little more comfortable with the idea of voting for president, but I respect the move that was brought to us, and I'm not questioning any intent on it at all, but just perhaps just a suggestion to consider just doing our traditional order.
Are you suggesting that for tonight?
Yes.
Are there 5 to do that in that order tonight?
Are you voting? You asking for a vote?
Yes.
I just am saying honestly, we've always just, this will be my however many of these, and we've always just done it, and that's always been a Plum tradition. I don't care one way or the other, I just wanted it on the record.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Aye.
Aye.
Motion does not pass. I will now open the floor to nominations for the office of Vice President.
I nominate Dr. Anderson.
I nominate Ron Sokolsky.
Hold on, we have a nomination. Do we have a second?
I second
It
the nomination.
doesn't need a second.
We have a nomination and a second. Any other nominations?
Like it says
I
it
nominate
doesn't
Ron
need a second.
Sokolsky.
What?
It says in the script it doesn't need any second.
No, they don't need seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, they don't
Sorry,
need
I
seconds.
just,
All right, so we have, for Vice President, we have Dr. Anderson and Ron Sokolsky. Any other nominations? All right, seeing none, if there is no objection, I declare nominations closed. As we did before, we will vote by voice roll call vote, with each member stating the nominee of their choice as the secretary calls the roll. The secretary will record how each member has voted. Does everyone understand the procedure?
Yes.
All right, so whenever I call your name, Your nominees are Dr. Anderson or Mr. Sokolsky. Please state one name. Mr. Adams.
Al Sokolsky.
Dr. Anderson.
Dr. Anderson.
Mr. Caligiuri.
Dr. Anderson.
Ms. Chudowitz.
Sokolsky.
Mr. Devine.
Dr. Anderson.
Mr. Hill.
Dr. Anderson.
Mr. Sokolsky.
Mr. Skolsky.
Mrs. Stepnick.
Dr. Anderson.
Ms. Wetmore.
Dr. Anderson.
That is 6 votes for Dr. Anderson, 3 votes for Mr. Sokolsky. Dr. Anderson is the new vice president.
Congratulations, Dr. Anderson.
Thank you.
I will now open the floor to nominations for the office of president.
I'll nominate Mr. Caligiuri.
Mr. Caligiuri has been nominated for president.
I nominate Michelle Stepnick.
Michelle Stepnick has been nominated for president. Are there any further nominations? Seeing none, and if there is no objection, I declare the nominations closed. We will vote by voice roll call vote, with each member stating the nominee of their choice as secretary calls the roll. The secretary will record how each member has voted. Does everyone understand the procedure?
Yep.
Okay, whenever I call your name, your 2 nominees are Mr. Caligiuri and Ms. Stepnick. Please state the last name of the person you are voting for. Dr. Anderson.
Mr. Caligiuri.
Mr. Caligiuri.
Mr. Caligiuri.
Ms. Chudowitz.
Stepnick.
Mr. Devine.
Mr. Caligiuri.
Mr. Hill.
Mr. Gallagher.
Mr. Sokolsky.
Mrs. Stepnick.
Mrs. Stepnick.
Mrs. Stepnick. Thank you.
Ms. Wetmore.
Mr. Caligiuri.
Mr. Adams.
Mrs. Stepnick.
All right, we have 5 for Mr. Caligiuri, 4 for Mrs. Stepnick. Mr. Caligiuri is the new board president.
Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you. Before I turn this over to Mr. Caligiuri, I just would like to say it has been a privilege to serve as your president for the past 2 years. Mr. Caligiuri, it is my honor to turn this over to you as our new board president.
Thank you, Mr. Devine. Just have a few words for everybody. I'll keep it brief. First of all, I'd like to once again thank our outgoing school board members for their service. Mr. Tomarello, Mr. Kohler, and Mr. Coulson have been fully committed to making Plum Borough the best school district possible. Even through adversity, they provided leadership and expertise to accomplish many goals, so we thank them. Congratulations to our new school board members, Mr. Adams, Mrs. Chudowitz, and Mr. Sokolsky. Welcome to the team as 10, as we engage in important work and conduct business that will impact children, families, and constituents. We have much to do, and each of you will be very valuable participants in this process. We appreciate you, and we look forward to working together. Dr. Anderson, congratulations on your second term, but also for your role as vice president. Over the past 4 years, Dr. Anderson has been a proven asset to the school district. Her advocacy, effective communication, and commitment to getting work done has impacted our students in the most positive ways. There is much to be said for her accomplishments as a school board member, an expert in education, and most importantly, as a parent. I look forward to working even more closely with you in leadership capacity as we continue on this journey. Mr. Devine, thank you for your leadership over the last 2 years. Even in the most difficult of circumstances, you provided the guidance and professionalism necessary for the board to handle these challenges and conduct business that did, in fact, help children, families, and our employees. It is my hope that I can also contribute in the same manner. These are some big shoes to fill, and I appreciate the precedent that you have set. Thank you to all of my colleagues for selecting me for the leadership role. I do not take this for granted in any way, shape, or form. For those of you who are apprehensive, I hope to show to you by example of my principles, my values, and my convictions. I sought the opportunity for school board 2 years ago with the intent of making a positive difference for children, no matter what role I served. I'm proud of our accomplishments over the past 2 years. New curriculum across schools, improved mental and behavioral health supports for our students and our families, ensuring employees have fair and competitive compensation to care for themselves and their employees, continuing to improve on safety and security, and creating financial stabilization. This year, our mantra is getting business done for children, families, and community. We will dig in deep, be exceptional listeners to those that have selected us as their leaders, and move forward an agenda that will advance the goals for all of our students. One of the first initiatives I will be introducing and creating is a new board group that requires a lead board liaison and accompanying responsibilities. The Community Engagement, Outreach, and Development Committee will serve multiple purposes. First, the board liaison will work to ensure that the PSSOs and our PTOs are supported to the fullest. PSSOs and PTOs provide an array of support to students in manners that in some ways cannot be measured. We would like to provide the reciprocal and necessary support to them. Second, the liaison will begin to work with local businesses to ensure that they're up to date on our efforts as a district and have ample opportunities to support our students and partner with the district. Finally, with the relaunch of the Plum Foundation for Educational Enhancement, I foresee the board liaison networking with those talented volunteers to assist with the grants and scholarship applications that are anticipated over the coming months and years. With that, I thank you all for your support, and I look forward to a very productive year ahead. With that, are there any citizens' comments?
If anyone in the audience would like to make comments at this
Yeah,
time,
Harrison, come on up, big guy.
please step to the microphone.
Unless Harrison's willing to come up to the microphone, I think.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
We have no citizens' comments. Upcoming public meetings, discussion budget workshop meeting will be Tuesday, December 7th, 2021 at 7 p.m. here. And action meeting is Tuesday, December the 21st, 2021 at 7 p.m. Here in the library. With that, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
That's the fastest we've all motioned and seconded in 2 years.
This meeting's adjourned. Congratulations, everybody.